Hey guys, what's up? hopelessdragon here with another deck profile. Today is going to be a update on my counter fairies. I got their new structure deck, so they got some pretty good support, and get running into it and show you guys the build I'm running. So start things off, we got our triple Guiding Ariande. One of the best monsters in the deck in my opinion, just because gets rid of the while it's in the pendulum scale. You don't have to pay the cost for your counter traps, and you don't have to discard cards for counter traps. So makes all your solemns for free, and your what's the name of it? Ultimate Providence as well. Be able to be free, so you don't have to discard a card. So really good on that. And if it's destroyed by other card effects, you get to target 3 of your counter traps, and then your opponent adds one of them to your hand. So it's pretty good as well. And we got triple Bountiful Artemis. Just a little bit of extra draw power for the deck. Whenever counter traps activate, you get to draw a card, so that was pretty good. 2 Luster Pendulums. You can allow us to do pendulum plays in here, which is not too bad. You can make Ignister, which is also another pretty good card. And you can pop your Ariande with it to trigger your searches, so, and add another Ariande. So a lot of good stuff in here. Really like Pendulum Engine. It's just a small little one, but I like it. Works pretty well. Then 2 Minerva Scholar of the Sky. This is one of the new cards. Each time a counter trap's activated, it gains 500 attack. Well, and then you get to add a counter trap card with a different name from your graveyard to your hand than the one that was activated. So that's if you control Sanctuary in the Sky, because they have a little bonus effect for some of these guys. 2 Honest. It's recyclable, it's a good card, help protect you guys. 1 Sacred Arc Air Knight Parshath. He's like your big boss monster pretty much. Normally you're going to special summon him off of your Rebirth of Parshath, but you can summon him by banishing 2 fairies from your field or graveyard, and then special summon from your hand or graveyard, which is pretty good. And if he inflicts battle damage to your opponent, then you get to add a counter trap or a Parshath card from your deck to your hand, so pretty good stuff. 1 Zeradeus, Herald of the Heavens. Just in here for searching Sanctuary in the Sky, because I do run the field and the spell as well, the new one that becomes Sanctuary, so just a little way to get to it a little easier. 1 Power Angel Valkyrie. She's not bad. If you negate a spell or trap or monster effect, you get to add a light fairy monster for your deck to your hand, so she can search pretty much anything in the deck, except for your Luster Pendulum, which you could run Duelist Alliance to search him, but I just couldn't find the room for that. But just a pretty good card. Gets you a little extra bit of search power. 1 Melitile Sage of the Sky. Another pretty decent card. When a counter trap's activated, you gain 1,000 life points. And if Sanctuary is on the field, you can target a card your opponent controls and destroy it. The 1 Barrier Statue of the Heavens. For some reason I want to say Banisher, but its effect is no monster can be special summoned except for lights, so it doesn't really hurt you at all. And against certain opponent decks, can be kind of pain for them to get rid of and stop their plays, so it's always pretty good. And for the last thing, we have 1 Max Siege, just because helps with consistency. So that's it for the monsters. On to the spells, we got triple Ties to the Brethren. You run a lot of level 4 fairies in here, so it just helps you spam out a little bit more. Can help with Exceed and Link plays if you want later on, but mainly just there to help spam with more of your guys so you can get more advantage. 2 Pod Duality. I was initially running 3, but decided to cut it down to 2 just to make room for some other stuff. Feel the deck's kind of tight on space, but I've been liking this build. It's been working pretty well for me, and since you do a decent bit of special summoning in here, it can sometimes conflict, so 2 seems pretty good. Then 2 Sanctuary in the Skies. This makes it so any battle damage with a fairy monster becomes 0, but mainly you just use it for the buff it gives a lot of your stuff. Well, allow you to gain an additional effect and allows you to use some of your other stuff. Then 2 Sanctum of Parshath. So I do 2 and 2. I think that's a pretty good ratio since you can search that and you can also search this off your big monster, so that's pretty good. But it becomes Sanctuary in the Sky while it's on the field, gives all your fairies a 300 attack and defense boost, and your set spell and trap cards can't be destroyed by card effects. And also, I know it's got a lot of stuff, but anyways, you can target 3 fairy type monsters or counter traps with different names in your graveyard and then place them on top of your deck in any order. So that is it for the spells. You can try to fit in a Regeki if you want. I was using it originally, but decided to go for a few different traps instead, but, well, made room for that. I could do Duality and a Regeki for 2 Storing Mirror Forces, which we'll get into, but anyways, triple Ultimate Providence, negate spell, trap, or monster effects by discarding that same type of card. But if you have Ariande on the field, you don't have to do that. It's just free negation, so it's pretty awesome. Triple Strike, stop monster effects or special summonings, so it's pretty good. And again, with Ariande, don't have to pay the cost. 2 Rebirth of Parshath. This has a quite long effect as well, or at least a lot of conditions, but when a spell, trap, or monster effects activate, you get to reveal a counter trap card in your hand, then discard a card, then pay 1,000 life points, and then you negate it. And then you get to shuffle that card back into the deck, and then you can special summon a Parshath monster from your deck or extra deck, which allows you to go for things like your Avenging Knight Parshath, or your boss monster in the deck. So, pretty good card. I feel 2's a good number for it just because it can be recyclable and it does have a lot of conditions, but if you have out Ariande, you don't have to worry about the discard or paying life points, which is pretty nice. Then 2 Divine Punishment. You do have a fairly decent way of getting into your Sanctuary in the Sky, but if you don't have it, this card's completely dead, so that's why I only run 2. And it's recyclable, like I said, for any of these. 2 Storming Mirror Forces. Decided to run this just as a little bit of extra protection for you guys, because they do have a problem sometimes getting over big monsters if you don't have Honest, or if you don't negate something before it happens, so it's just a nice little bit of extra protection. And for the last card, we run 1 Solemn Warning, because, again, more negation is always good in here. So that's it for the main deck. On to the extra, we have 1 Ignister. You can special summon another Luster if you happen to use that one. And then you can target a Pendulum on your field, and 1 card your opponent controls, and destroy it, and then shuffle the other cards, so pretty decent for that kind of stuff. Then we got 2 Avenging Knight Parshath. The card is recyclable, so you can run 2. Yes, this one is pretty damaged, but I got it a long time ago. Don't even remember where. I think I got like a sneak peek or something for something that I didn't really care about, but and since it's the extra deck, it don't really matter. But anyways, yeah, 2 Avenging Knight Parshath. This guy can pierce. That's the main thing. He does piercing damage. And I think also, yeah, you can change the battle position of the monster your opponent controls. I rarely ever summon him. I normally go for the big monster, and I don't normally resolve another one of the traps in time, but occasionally you can still make him. Then we got the Utopia package, because it can be made fairly easily in here, and just good for beating over stuff. 1 Tornado Dragon for destroying spell traps. Baguska if you need to stall a little bit. Heartland Draco, because you do have a decent bit of continuous spells, so they can't attack it, and then you can attack directly, so that's alright. Castell for returning stuff, or Bookhaming if you need to. 1 Abyss Dweller, just because it's decent for anything that has graveyard effects, and you got room in here, so you can pretty much run any rank 4s you want. Then 1 Borreload, just good for stealing your opponent's stuff, lowering attacks, with a good boss monster. Deco Talker, fairly easy to make as well. Ties of Brethren can make it straight away if you need to, but like I said, you don't really go into the extra deck a whole lot. Main thing I end up making is probably Utopia, and then going for Lightning or Ignister, but Parshath also fairly easy to summon since you have your traps that can just bring it right out. 1 Akashic, it's good for bouncing stuff, and 1 Proxy, because it gives you extra zones and can protect stuff. But yeah, there was my update on Counter Fairies. As always, I thank you guys for watching. I'll see y'all later.